Hello, Freshman 2025. My name is Kyo Alexander. I'm freshman leader from the Business Management program, and my partner. Suriksha, you're still muted.
Hi, everyone. I'm Suriksha Budrani. I'm the freshman leader from Communications.
And today will be today's MC for Who Am I session. So,
So how
Suriksha.
are you today, Kyo?
I'm very good. Thank you. What about you, Suriksha?
I'm good. I hope you had your breakfast, Kyo.
I did it like the classic bread and jam breakfast, you know? What about you?
Yes, I had Nutella bread, my favorite.
Oh, I see. Is it the chocolate one?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So, Suriksha, what do we have for today?
So we have Who Am I session for today. I can see a lot of active participants with us, yeah, Kyo.
Oh yeah, it's actually all major. That's why there are a lot of people here. So guys, please give us your reactions, guys. If you guys are excited enough, give me the reaction. Shout it out, guys. Come on.
Yes, guys, give us your positive energy. Come on.
Okay, I see. I see the claps, the partisan, the heart one, the thumbs up. Okay. What about my major business manager marketing? Where is your reaction, guys? Come on. Let's bring this to like the winning game, okay?
So first of all, I would welcome you guys to Binus University and our synchronized session, Who Am I, for Orientation and Transition program. So for the rules, I would like to remind you guys to open your camera, kindly use the virtual background if your device permits it, and kindly rename yourself with name_major_class code. At the end of the session, we will also be sending an assessment link for all of you to fill in. Kyo will be leading the opening prayer, so back to you, Kyo.
Okay, thank you so much, Suriksha. So everyone, I think it's best if we start everything with the prayer. So I'll be leading my prayer based on my belief. Okay, so everyone, let's pray together, yeah? Dear God, thank you for this wonderful day that we're able to gather for the Who and My session. Although it was conducted online, would like to leave the rest of the session and the day to you, and bless each of us and watch over us always. We are hoping that today's meeting would be beneficial for us and the rest of the FYP activity. We also hope that everyone is healthy today and happy in doing their activities. God bless. Amen. Okay, thank you so much, everyone that has been praying with me. And now we'll proceed to the ice-breaking game. So Suriksha will be leading the game. So Suriksha, are you ready?
Yes, are you excited to host this game with me, Kyo?
Very excited, and I believe everyone's gonna be excited as well. So let's just go to the game.
Yes, Ikliza, kindly help us share screen. Thank you.
All right. All right, so we have guessing game, right, Suriksha? Okay, everyone,
Yes.
show your creativity, your logical explanation and everything. Answer it through chat box, okay? As many as you can. Suriksha, proceed.
Come on, let's make some noise, guys. I think we can go to the next slide.
Okay. Okay, guys, please guess who is this, okay? I think this one is quite famous, you know, the celebrity. Do you guys know who this is? Oh, so fast, Suriksha.
Yes, I think we have a correct answer. Let's reveal now, yeah?
Okay. Yep, it's true. You guys are awesome. Kylie Jenner. Cool.
Okay, let's move on. So you guys can answer this one. Kindly type in the chat box. Oh, Kyo, I think I saw a correct answer.
Oh, everyone is so fast here, though.
Yes. I think Ikliza can reveal the answer.
But someone answered Lord Braithwaite. Who's that? I think that's not one. But okay, everyone's answering Deddy Corbuzier. That's good. Yep, that's good, guys. That's good. Okay, next one.
Okay, next one.
Okay, this one. Okay, this one is quite tricky. Okay, so if you guys can actually guess this person, then you guys are awesome. Okay. Yes.
I think they need more hint, Kyo. I don't think
Really?
they know who this is. Yeah, I think we can.
Let's just wait 3 seconds. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, go to the next clue.
Next slide.
Okay, what about this one, Suriksha? Whose eye is this? You know?
Of course I know. We made this together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're the one who created this. Why am I asking that question? No, not Raditya, not Cristiano Ronaldo, really. Okay, I want to see like how these people actually answer this person. Okay, someone said Rafi Ahmad. Do you think so, Suriksha?
No, maybe we should give them a bit more clue. Just a bit more.
Okay, next clue. Okay, that's it. We get the nose, we get 2 eyes. I think it's gonna be easier, right, guys? Come on. So who's this person? Oops. Ooh, I think I found something interesting here. Okay, I'll just wait for a bit.
Yeah,
Correct.
I think someone got it correct, but let's wait for the rest. Yeah.
Let's wait for the rest. Anyone? Only Raja who answered the last one? Really?
Okay.
Giant Asian. That's not me. Daryl, that's not me.
Oh, someone answered. Is it the FYP leader Shane Dribble? Do you think so, Kyo?
Let's just reveal then.
Yes.
Okay, Kliza. Yes, there you go.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is correct. Good job, guys.
Mr. Sharifo Sharif, FYPL Business Manager Marketing 2025. Good job, guys. Good job. Next one. All right, this one, Suriksha. So this one is one of the famous person in Venus. So if you guys paid attention on Monday's VCon, you guys must know this person, okay? So this one is actually a challenge, okay? I want to see if you guys actually paid attention to the VCon, right, Suriksha?
Yes, we're checking if you guys actually listened or fell asleep in the weekend.
Not boss man. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I think I
okay.
see a few correct answers.
I got
Wait.
you guys. I got you. All right. Joseph Wibowo, do you think so, Suriksha?
Yes, I think so.
Because if you guys
Let's
don't know, shame on you guys.
Let's reveal.
Okay. Yes, there you go. Pak Joseph Wibowo, the founder of Bina Nusantara. Good job, everyone.
Good job, everyone.
Next one.
Next.
Last one, eh?
Yeah, this is also another Binus icon, right?
Yep. So do you guys know who this is? This is also part of the FICON material on Monday. And also this person was here yesterday or perhaps 2 days ago. So if you guys really pay attention, yep.
No, it's not Sir Wincha. Guess again.
Do you have the answer, do you think?
Maybe we should wait.
Okay.
Oh, someone got it correct.
Okay, you answer rector. So who's the name? That's what I want to know. Okay, the name of this person. Oops, someone got
Yes.
it. Yes, it's Haryanto Prabowo. So you may proceed, Ikliza. Yes, it's Professor Haryanto Prabowo, Rector of Bina Nusantara. Good job, everyone.
Good job, everyone.
Okay, that's quite fun. Thank you so much, Ikliza, for sharing the screen. And thank you so much, Sudiksha, for creating this very fun and interesting game. I believe everyone those were sleepy. I think I saw like lots of faces here that's quite sleepy, and I'm kind of like more awake, I think, because of this fun thing. So let's just proceed to the next one. So
My
Sudiksha,
pleasure to host with you, Kyo.
thank you so
So for
much.
today's event, is Who Am I? But Kyo, I would like to ask you first. What do you know about Who Am I?
Okay, since the topic is who am I believe we're going to learn and getting to know about ourselves, though, specifically to know the well-being of ourselves psychologically. What do you think, Sudiksha?
So I think that I agree with you. It is very important for us to know ourselves. The more we know, the faster we can develop as a person, right, Kyo?
That's very true. So what are you waiting for? Who do we have for today, Sudiksha?
We have Pak Fijar. Let's invite him, right? So Pak Fijar Rotul Akbar MM SCAC. How are you, sir? The spotlight is yours.
Okay, hi Pak Fijar. Yes.
Hi Pak Fijar.
Hello, Sudiksa. Hello, Kyo.
Hello.
Hi.
So have you eaten breakfast, sir?
To be honest, no. I'm having a little bit, butterfly in the stomach.
Oh, okay, okay. It's okay, it's okay.
Okay.
All right, sir. I think I'll give the spotlight to you. So good luck, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Good morning, my fellow freshmen, BINUSIAN 2025, freshman leaders and first-year program committees. How are you doing today? Everything's good? I hope that you're having a good time joining this orientation, and I hope that you are getting more excited to be BINUS International students. Let me first of all thank you for coming here today, and let me start by saying a few words about my own background. My name is Muhammad Fijar Akbar. You can call me Kak Fijar or Pak Fijar. I'm okay with either one of them. I'm a counselor at Student Advisory and Support Center, SISC. For those of you who is still not familiar yet what SISC is, it is a support unit within our uni that provide both academic and non-academic assistantship. I'll get back later to introduce all SSA teams in the end of this presentation. Yeah, today's agenda is actually a sequence of transition and adjustment program. The program from yesterday stopped, and we are going to learn to identify ourselves and know ourselves from the aspect of psychology, specifically psychological well-being. And now, without further ado, I guess let's get started. Let me share my screen. Can you see it already?
Not yet.
Not yet, sorry. I'm still not be able to share the screen. It is said here that I couldn't share my screen.
Do you need the co-host permission?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, but I can see it.
Sorry, what you can see here? The first screen of my slide, right?
Yes, the first year program.
Okay. How about this one? Can you see it?
Psychological well-being assessment.
Right. Okay, guys, as you can see on the screen, today topic is about psychological well-being. I'm going to explain you what it is, why it is important, and how we can identify ourselves from this aspect, and why it is relevant for you as a freshman in particular, and as a student, as well as a teenager in general. And by the end of this presentation, we are going to conduct psychological well-being assessment, and you need to know that the completion of this assessment is one of the requirements for passing this FYP. However, before going on our main topic, I'd like to give you an overview of it by discussing a topic that is closely related, which is mental health. Okay, are you guys familiar with this notion? Anybody knows what mental health is? Well, anyone can answer. Please. Okay. All right. That is true. Yeah, according to World Health Organization, mental health is a state of well-being in which every individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with normal stress of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make contribution to his or her community. Yeah, well, that's pretty comprehensive, right? But for us, we simply need to understand that mental health is the absence of any mental issues or any psychological disorder within ourselves. Mental health also can be referred to our psychological and emotional well-being. So now, why do we need to talk about mental health? Why do we need to talk about mental health? Why it is so important? Do you know that there is a clear correlation between mental health and physical health, and the balance of it should be well maintained without favoring one aspect over the other. Our body and our mind should not be considered as two different things or as a separate entities, but unfortunately, this is often the case. Or to put it another way, our mental health has a significant impact on our ability to maintain good physical health. And in reverse, our mental health conditions affects our ability to engage in a healthy behavior and to stay physically healthy. So yeah, in relation to that, a high level of psychological well-being is associated with, with good mental health. Now that we understand what mental health is, let us move on to the notion of well-being that has been said so many times before. Well-being, simply said, is the state of being happy, being healthy, being comfortable, or prosperous. And there are many types of well-being, such as life skill, physical well-being. Physical well-being is about our ability to, improve the functionality of our body through healthy eating and good exercise habits. And then we also have social well-being. It is more to, our skill to communicate with others, how we develop a meaningful relationship with other people, and how we maintain their support. And then we also have intellectual well-being. It is about, how well are we in terms of our intellectual aspect. Environmental well-being, it is about how well are we in terms of taking care of our environment, taking care of our surrounding. And emotional well-being, it is about our ability to practice stress management technique, how to be resilient, and how we generate the emotion that could lead to a good feelings. Spiritual well-being, it is about how well are we in terms of our spiritual aspect, how religious are we. And the last one is occupational well-being. This is more to, how we pursue our interests, our values, and our purpose in our life in order to gain the meaning, the happiness, and enrichment in terms of professional way. However, we are not going to, dig deeper each type of this well-being, because we are going to talk more frequently about psychological well-being. All right, psychological well-being. There are two main aspects that you need to know. Two important points about psychological well-being. Number one is that at the basic level, psychological well-being is quite similar to other terms that refer to positive mental states such as happiness, satisfaction, and actually in many ways it is not necessary to to confuse about such distinction, because if we say that we are happy about ourselves, we are satisfied with ourselves, we can be pretty sure that we have a good level of psychological well-being. And then second point, psychological well-being has two important keys. Number one, this is the extent to which we experience this positive emotion and the feeling of happiness, and how this experience bring the meaning and purpose in our life. So yeah, this is a psychological well-being, and it is a tool, one of the tools to know ourselves. So why this topic is relevant for you, and why psychological well-being matters? As university students, you are most likely to experience the ups and downs of emotional and practical challenges that are associated with the college life. That could eventually lead to mental issues. So yeah, mental issues are something quite common here. And mental issues also are on the rise among teenagers as well as among college students. So I believe that in previous talk presented by Pahari, you have been exposed to the knowledge with regard to any trigger, any possible stressful challenge that you will be experiencing later on during this transition or later on as a student. Some of the trigger could be the feeling of disconnected from your family or from your old friends. And then also the struggling, to develop new habits such as good time management and how we make priority and how to stay healthy especially during this pandemic. Another possible thing is that you may another possible thing that you might be finding is quite challenging is that how we adjust to academic expectation. That may be even more challenging than what you have been anticipating. Like exam pressures, assignments, projects, teamwork, or even the academic environment from a structured environment like when you were in senior high school to a more unstructured environment like now, which is there is no specific guideline on how you should take note on how you should prioritize and how you should absorb or learn the subjects. So yeah, there will be a pace when you try to compare yourself with others that eventually make you discouraged. And then, yeah, there will be also a difficulty in managing your relationship with your friends, with your family, with your boyfriend, girlfriend, perhaps. And the most important thing is that some of you now, perhaps, in the phase of emerging adulthood, or this is the phase in which you are no longer a teenager, but you are not adult yet. And as a result, you might be emotionally complex. I mean, you feel the excitement and the optimism of finally being able to independent. But these feelings are often clouded with other feelings, with the feeling of confusion, loneliness, a fear of loss, or uncertainty about what the future holds for you. So yeah, because of this transition involves significant change within ourselves, a certain amount of anxiety, stress, depression may be present at the same time, and they could distract our coping skill, that could distract our moods, our decision-making skill, especially when we feel really overwhelmed or unprepared to face this transition. As it gets more challenging, we are now still in the middle of pandemic, and yeah, in which we don't know when it will last. Even without pandemic, transition process is already challenging. And then another possible trigger for stress is the time and financial constraint that affect positive learning and performance. I guess yeah, you could see in many news that how many business in Indonesia has to be shut down because of the lockdown, because of PPKM, and and some of our family perhaps are negatively and heavily impacted by this pandemic. So yeah, it also could be the trigger. And then the excessive exposure towards social media. All right, about social media, I know that it is beneficial in many ways. Of course, it connects us with other people. Even we can communicate with our friends from different countries. It helps us promote and advertise our products if we are in business or if we are in business or in any marketing. And also it plays a major role for community development. And it could be the source of the latest information and trend. But we also need to be aware that social media is like, double-edged sword, double-edged knife. It also brings the negativity. It also has some negative side. I mean, we could be the victim of cyberbullying. It is in fact the source of fake news and hoax. And then we could be the victim of privacy invasion, I guess. And yeah, the most common one is that the source of sleep problem as you scroll until the morning without ending. Yeah, like you try to scroll your Instagram or your TikToks, and unconsciously you already in the morning. And then you could be the victim of imagery sexual harassment. So yeah, it is really important to set a limitation while using it. Yeah, use your social media wisely, use your social media mindfully, and think before you click. It is really important.
Tadi bisa ada suara, Pak.
And then unrestricted internet content.
Nah, jadi nggak bisa sekarang.
Well, it goes without saying that we are in the world in which everything seems to be freely accessible, including, pornography, gambling, or online gaming. So yeah, you may want to learn to filter, to screen this kind of thing. Otherwise, you might be falling into the state of addiction. Okay, why this is also matters? Why psychological well-being is very important? You know that people who have a good level of psychological well-being tend to be more optimistic. They tend to be more emotionally positive. So yeah, optimism and positive emotion can alleviate the risk of heart attack, and then they tend to be more resilient and persistent in achieving their goals. They tend to be happier, as we know, and it has been scientifically proven that happier people live longer. Increased immunity. You have been. I believe that you have heard so many times during this pandemic that we need to keep our cognition. We need to keep our perception about what's going on, because, like I said earlier in the beginning, that our mental health, our perception about anything plays a major role in our physical health. And then, people who have a good level of psychological well-being tend to be associated with a good life, with quality of life, with achievement and success. And they tend to be more environmentally responsible, experiencing better family and social relationship at home or even in their workplace. They are more likely to be working or studying full time, and then they are more likely to recover from any acute disease faster, and they also tend to be more involved with their surrounding, with their society, and decrease substance abuse. In fact, those kind of people have a good level of psychological well-being, tend to avoid destructive coping mechanisms such as abusing substance, drug. They tend to avoid it, or alcohol. They tend to avoid drinking excessively. Yeah, and many more. So now knowing psychological well-being is like a process to know ourselves and to know and to acquire something, to acquire an ability. So I hope that by exposing toward this presentation about psychological well-being, you could gain some insight about knowing more deeply about yourself and certain ability to what? Certain ability to practice stress management technique, of course. Ability to be resilient. Resilient is more, how good are we when dealing with our life difficulties and how we bounce back from it. How to be persistent, how to be determined, gigih, how we continue, how we never stop to achieve our goals. And then the ability to recognize the feeling and emotion and talk about it sensitively. Then channel it in a healthy way. Another ability that it is hoped to be gained is that we are able to generate healthy coping mechanism instead of destructive coping mechanism such as drug abuse, alcohol abuse, projecting our problem, our anger to other people, avoiding it, and others. And finally, we are able to generate the emotion that lead to good feelings and eventually achieve our goals. So that is about psychological well-being. According to Carol Reeve, there are 6 aspects of psychological well-being that we need to know. Number 1, from now on, you may want to try to assess yourself in terms of this aspect. Self-acceptance. and then environmental mastery, personal growth, positive relationship with others, purpose in life, and last one is autonomy. The first aspect of this of psychological well-being is self-acceptance. It is more to our awareness with regard to our strengths, our weakness. It also can be understood as our realistic yet subjective perception about our talents, about our capabilities, about which aspect in our life that we are good at, that we are bad at, something that which aspect that we need to work on, and our general worth. But above all, self-acceptance can be understood as the feeling of satisfaction with ourselves, despite of our shortcoming, our deficiencies, and regardless our past behavior, our past choices, and our past mistake. So yeah, if we get a high score in this particular aspect, it means that we have a good attitude, a positive attitude about ourselves. One example in this criterion, the criterion of self-acceptance that you will be finding in the assessment is that I like most aspect of my personality. Second aspect of it, environmental mastery. So when we get the high score of this aspect, there is indication that we could make the effective use for free opportunities we have. And also we have a sense of mastery in managing our environmental factors, including managing everyday affair and how we create a situation that could benefit for our personal need. But it is different with taking advantage of other people, okay? It is like creating a certain condition that could benefit for us. One example of the statement for this criterion is, in general, I feel I'm in charge of my situation in which I live. Personal growth, it is more to, we welcome ourselves toward new experience. We recognize improvement in our behavior and ourselves over the time to be a better person. The example for this statement, I think it is important to have new experience that challenge how you think about yourself in the world. Okay, next aspect is positive relationship with others. So when we score high in this aspect, it reflects that we are able to engage in meaningful relationship with others that include, reciprocal empathy, intimacy, and affection. The example of this assessment, the example of the statement of in the later on assessment, people would describe me as a giving person, willing to share my time with others. Yeah, purpose in life. So if we gain high score in this particular aspect, it means that we have a sense of purpose or meaning in our life, and we continue striving to reach it. Example statement for this aspect. Some people wander aimlessly through life, but I'm not one of them. Autonomy, it is, the freedom to make our own decision. Yeah, we are independent in regulating our behavior in regulating our behavior and how we be free from any social pressures. The example statement for this criterion is, I have confidence in my opinions, and even if they are contrary to general consensus. So now, I will go on the highlight what can be seen as the way to improve psychological well-being. First of all, you need to try to connect with other people. be open, be present, and available for them. And then, be active. Keep learning. In BINUS, you have the access to abundant learning resources, abundant learning material. So I go to library or just ask your senior or just a lecturer. They are like, the source of material. They are like the window of science as well. Aside from that, you may want to learn in the most honest way. I mean, in a real situation, because learning can occur not only in a classroom setting, but also in real life, of course. In fact, you will be more deeply understand when you are directly involved in certain situation. Help others to gain rewarding experience. Yeah, go help your family, go help your peers, go help your society, go volunteer. There are many ways to contribute to your society, And for your information, if you are really interested in volunteering activities, just contact just contact TFI, Teach for Indonesia, for more information about volunteering activity. And then, yeah, it is really important that we need to regularly exercise. Try to manage your stress. It is really important to build emotional skills. And last one is be positive. Talking about this, am I saying that we need to stay positive all the time? Of course not. And I wouldn't say so. You know that there is a science in psychology, a subdiscipline, in fact, in a psychology called positive psychology. And the application of positive psychology can teach us how important our perception is. And the simplest way of adapting positive psychology in our life, we just simply be more optimistic rather than pessimistic. However, it doesn't mean that we should ignore those things that are negative in our life. So yeah, positive psychology is like infusing a little positivity in our life, sufficient dosage of positivity in our life whenever we can. In conjunction with this topic, I think I need to address other issue as well, because it is quite rampant and quite familiar nowadays. Are you guys familiar with the term of toxic positivity? Do you know what toxic positivity is? Anyone want to okay? Can you unmute and give me some response?
Fake positivity is fake positivity is when you are someone else talking to you that ignores your issues as if you're perfect, even when you're obviously not feeling the best, or in a less than perfect situation.
Oh, right. That is right. Another participant who raised hand. Fian Martinez.
Hi, sir. Good morning. So, basically, my understanding of toxic positivity, in relation to what was said a while ago, is that toxic positivity is basically this mindset or this habit that you have, where basically you tell yourself that having emotions like being sad or being angry is such a bad thing, right? When it shouldn't be, right? Because these are normal emotions that you need to show or you need to express, because we're human. We're supposed to feel that way, but of course we need to regulate it. But in toxic positivity, it's all about being happy no matter what's happening to you. You need to be optimistic, and that being sad is bad, feeling things is bad, feeling things other than happiness is bad. So that's basically my idea of it.
Yeah, that's completely right. Thank you, Aiman and Fiani. And another response. You can unmute. Okay, I think I will continue first. So yeah, both are true. Yeah, toxic positivity is, the excessive and inappropriate overgeneralization of being happy, of being optimistic, and being positive across all situations. Like, let's say something bad happened to us, such as losing our job, or yeah, being break up, and people will tell to us, just stay positive here, or look on the bright side, or bisa you pijar, bisa you dari Hong Kong. Sorry, I mean, we know such comments are often meant to be sympathetic, but they have a good attention to it. But do you know that such comment is not really sympathetic? In fact, it can also be a way of shutting down anything we want to say about what we are experiencing. So yeah, that's why instead of saying, don't think about it, stay positive all the time, you may want to say, okay, Pijar, do you want to talk about it? Can you describe your feeling? I'm all ears. Or yeah, instead of saying, don't you worry, just be happy, Pijar. Instead of saying it, you may want to create a better narration of it, like this. I see that you are really stressed. I see that you are undergoing a lot of pressure here. You just need some time. And as of now, what can we do for you? Well, like I said, infusing positivity in our life is really essential and important. But yeah, when it is a bit much, a bit excessive and forceful to the extent that we neglect and ignore negative side of our life, it becomes harmful and dangerous. The reason is that we are simply human being. We are not angel. We get jealous, we get angry, we get resentful, we get ignorant, we get greedy, we get stressed, we get depressed, we get anxious, and other. And sometimes your life can just flat out suck. I'm sorry, but it's true. So yeah, in addition, we should not have to pretend that everything is okay. Moreover, yeah, when it is not, when it is not. So don't pretend to be happy. Don't pretend to be everything is okay. Try to acknowledge your feeling. It is normal to feel stressed or to feel anxious, to feel depressed, especially during this pandemic. So yeah, you need to know. Please bear in your mind that when we have a painful emotion, when we have a problem, and we ignore it for the sake of being positive, for the sake of being optimistic, or for the sake of being brave, for the sake of being gentleman, for the sake of being macho banget, laki banget. No, it is not true, because it may lead to even more painful emotion. And the separation of our emotion can be, and battling up this emotion, it will be burst some way or another. Yeah, you need to know also, but when things seems to be out of our control, when things seem to be unbearable, do not hesitate to get in touch with your support system. Go counseling or seek any professional help. Yeah, talking about seeing a counselor for having, or psychologist to have a counseling session doesn't mean that we are crazy. In fact, we are more aware about who we are. We are aware of that we need some help. So yeah, we seek some help. And in addition, counseling is a form of self-care and self-healing, in which both are crucial for our well-being. So, sir, you are a counselor. Do you go to psychologist? Do you go to counselor for? Do you go to another counselor for a counseling session? Yes, of course. I myself would not hesitate to use some professional help if I get stuck in a problem that I might not be able to create a resolution or solution out of it. Yeah, I'm a human being. We are human being. We are flaws. We have some negativity in our life. We should not ignore that we are not an island. Yeah, no man is an island. We need someone else to overcome to help us, to give us some insight to to find a way out of our situation, to find a way out of our problem. As a matter of fact, I continuously consult with my supervisor, she's clinical psychologist, to get some insights about anything, especially with the job, especially with other problem that might be really tricky and difficult to find a solution for it. I guess this brings us to the end of my presentation about psychological well-being. And now, in this segment, I'd like to introduce all SSC team, and likely they are joining us in the session. Pak Hari, Mbak Ulan, Mbak Tere, Mbak Ira, Mbak Ella, are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
We have Pak Hari here. Okay. I'm going to introduce first. We have this handsome gentleman. I believe that you're already familiar with him. Pak Hari Kristopo. He's the manager of SISC. Hari, do you want to say a few words to the freshman again?
Okay. You've seen me before yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So in the same class. So good morning, everyone. My name is Hari Kristopo again. I'm the manager of SISC. SISC stands for Student Advisory and Support Center. Later on, Kak Fijar will also can explain more about SISC. Yeah. So nice to see you all. Have a great journey in BINUS University. Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Bari. Next, we have Ms. Rosalina Wulandari, but I call her Mbak Wulan. She is a clinical psychologist, counseling section head, and my supervisor. Mbak Wulan, would you say hello? Would you have some word for our freshmen?
Hello. I'm a very shy person. I don't know what to say. Just wanna say hi to everyone and good luck with your freshman year. Try to excel on the first year because it just makes life easier moving forward. And if you need to vent out, if you need to share difficulties that is related or pertinent to your study things or non-study things, please reach out to us. Our counseling services are available for all active students of BINUS University International. Thank you very much, Fijar.
Thank you, Mbak. Oh yeah, Pak Hari and Mbak Wulan are also lecturers, so some of you may be having them in your class later on. Coming up,
international business students will see me for the upcoming next semester, Introduction to Management. So I look forward to see you in classes.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Wulan. Coming up next, we have Ms. Teresia. She is the Advisory Operations Section Head. Mbak Tere, any word for our freshmen?
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BINUS. Good luck for your studies in the next 4 years. Yeah, hopefully everyone can graduate on time. Good luck.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Tere. After this lady, we have another gorgeous lady. We have Miss Indira Kartorejo. I call her Mbak Ira. She acts as the advisory operation officer. Mbak Ira, any word?
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to BINUS. I hope you enjoy your journey in university. Thank you, Fijar.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Ira. Another one, we have Miss Laila Aspiati. She is advisory operation staff. Mbak, a word for our freshmen? Laila.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see
Hello.
you.
Okay. Thank you, Mbak Ella. Yeah. And yeah, the last one is me, of course. Oh yeah, Miss Teresia, Miss Indira, Miss Ira, and Miss Laila Asfiati are the one who in charge in terms of your advisory operation. And they are they are in charge of mentoring and tutoring. So when you need some session, mentoring session, please get in touch with them. All right. Yeah, SASC, this is our address. You can reach out to us in the most convenient way, be that it is yeah, using your phone, using your email, or even Instagram. Do not forget to follow our Instagram and our WhatsApp. Yeah, I know that during this stressful time, every option seems to be limited. Yeah, we hence yeah, extend our online counseling services as been mentioned by Ms. Wulan just now. Yeah, you can contact us, you can reach out to us, we in the most convenient to you. All right. Yeah, the last part of this presentation is psychological well-being assessment, and this should only last 15 to 20 minutes. Please scan or go to this link to complete the assessment. And I have forwarded the link to your freshman leader. Please share it with your members. There is no need to worry about this assessment because it is not a test, and because it's not a test and there is no right or wrong answer. But make sure that you do it on the most honest way. Be remembered that the completion of this assessment is one of the requirements for passing your FYP. Yeah, last but not least, do not be surprised that if we ask you reassess or reconduct this assessment in your second year, perhaps, because psychological well-being level can change, depending on the situation, and we need to make sure that you are okay. I think that's pretty much about it. Now I think I will hand over to the spotlight to the host.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Fijar. Okay, so thank you so much for Mr. Fijar and all the SASC team. And now we will proceed to the Q&A session. So for everyone, please drop your questions on the chat box, or if you want to ask directly, you may unmute yourself and switch on your camera to Mr. Fijan. Okay. So anyone want to ask a question regarding mental health, perhaps, or how to be yourself? Okay, Mr. Fijar, we have a question from Diani from IB. How do you approach a professional counselor or therapist when you actually need it, but you have serious trust issue? Thank you, sir.
Okay, should I answer right away, or we gather another question?
You may answer it right away, sir.
Okay. How do you approach a professional counselor or therapist when you actually need it, but you have a serious trust issues? Yeah, the first thing first is that you need to know that every counseling session is confidential. So basically, you are able to share everything you want, even the most darkest way. But then there are limitations to this confidentiality. Number one is that when you try to harm yourself or other people, so this confidentiality should be dismissed. That is the basic concept of counseling, and yeah, it is really really confidential. When you have a serious trust issue, try to be more open up about it. Try to be more aware of that particular thing needs to be resolved. In fact, when we try to avoid anything, it seems to be even more get worse. So that's why the first step of it, yeah, be open up about your issues, even though it is the serious issue. Yeah, I guess that's from me. I hope that it answered. Be open up, and even the slight way of being openness or being open toward other people could be one step ahead to overcome your issues. I hope that it answered, Dian.
Okay, thank you, Sir Fijar. I hope that answered the question, yeah, Diani. For the next one, sir. So There is from Arashla Rahman from Fashion Management. So
Uh,
she asks, "Hello, sir. What type of methods do we can better listeners and a good friend?" Yeah.
Okay, the method on how we become a better listener and how we be a good friend. First thing first is that we need to exercise with our empathetic skill. Try to be more empathy. Try to put your, try to use someone else's shoes. Putting our shoes to another one. And that's the one. And the second one is that trying to be more open-minded. As long as it doesn't conflict your own value, and then try to be more accepting toward other people, embrace diversity, embrace any multicultural aspect in your life. And there are many trainings in terms of becoming a good listener, but the basic skill of being a good listener and being a good friend is that you have to be accepting, you have to be you have a good you have to have a good skill in terms of positive attitude about ourselves, unconditional positive regard. And then the most important one is that you need to be really empathetic, not sympathetic, yeah.
Thank you so much, Pak Fijar. I would be reading the next question. So the next question is from Siti Rahma. So her question is, mental health determines how we behave. Are they equally important? Can we still function properly if one is not in a good state of mind?
Okay, I believe that you are familiar with this term mens sana in corpore sano. Healthy mind is in a healthy body. So yeah, both are correlated. Like I said earlier, it should not be considered as two different things because they are same entities. If we have some problem with our mind, with our mental in our mental aspect, it could negatively affect our physical health. When we have like we have a depression in, let's say, if we are not able to overcome it and we don't get any treatment for it, but at the end of the day, it will also affect our physical health. So yeah, first notion that you need to know is that it should be well maintained. The balance of mental health and physical health should be well maintained. It is really important for you to keep it balanced. And if it is still happening, and if you have still problem in one aspect, you have to find the treatment for it. You have to find a resolution out of it so that the balance can be stuck.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we have the next question. So for the next question, it's from Vian Martinez. Does the school allow mental health breaks?
Vian Martinez, would you like to be more specific about it?
Sure, sir. What I mean about mental health breaks, knowing how mental illnesses work, right? For example, if you have depression or if you have BPD, there would be certain times or certain weeks or maybe months that might be more difficult for you as a person to function as well if you are if you don't have the proper medication or if you don't have the proper help that you need. For example, if you have depression and you go through a depressive episode, is it possible that you can excuse yourself from classes so that you may not attend them for a short amount of time so that you can collect yourself as a person so you can not overwhelm yourself?
Okay, thank you for the question, Vian. While mental health is still not taboo, what is it, quite difficult to be discussed in our daily life, in our daily conversation. In BINUS International itself, we try to be more inclusive and we try to be more open about any possible challenge that come from the students, including the mental health. There are many ways to do it, but the most important thing is that you need to open your issues first to the lecturer, to the institution, to SIC or also to your head of program. In some cases, they are allowed to, to go outside for collecting themselves, because we also understand what is going on with people who have some mental issues. The important thing is that you need to report and to let other people know about the issues first. But then, yeah, I believe that the program and the lecturer will excuse if it matter and if the reason is really and eventually and has been proven significantly, or you have some a report before a diagnosis from doctor and something like that. Mbak Ulan, are you still there? Mbak Pak Hari, is it okay to talk about one of the students who have these similar issues?
Maybe just a broad general one. Maybe not
Illustrate, but nothing details.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Okay. In fact, some of the students here are having a mental health issue as well, because of we are trying to be more tolerant and to be more present toward the students. We allow such kind of the break for for people who have some time to collect themselves outside the class. The important one, you need to let us know first. I hope that answers, Fian.
Yeah, can I add a bit?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question from Fian Martinez. So, Fian, we have also in the system some kind of tolerance for the presence in the class. And those tolerance, it depends on the SEU that you take. For example, for 2 SEU, it's gonna be, if I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be three presence. You can omit those presence. You're still okay with that. So 80% of the your presence in the class is becoming the tolerance. 20% of it. So you may use that time, or you may use that tolerance as something that you can do to collect yourself during your mental health breaks, for example. And you can use it for your mental health breaks, actually. And also, there are several tolerance also. If it happens for months, for example, the best thing is like what Pak Fijar said. You have to be open to first maybe the counselor, because that is the closest thing that you can trust in, or the closest person that you can trust in university. Or maybe you trust more into your lecturer. As long as you can trust him or her, that's gonna be okay, because we also equip our lecturer with some kind of psychological first aid, so they may help you for those kind of symptoms. If you have it at the first phase, for example, they can help you with that. And then later, if they cannot help you with that, it's going severe, they may refer you to us. And if you go to a psychiatry, for example, and you're in medication, you may give also the proof of those medication process to our student services, and we will consider that as, for example, sickness, for example. That's gonna be okay also, because we can consider that as a break also. So please be open to us, and then we'll find a way to facilitate your need on that one. I think that's two things that I want to emphasize. Thank you, Fijar.
Thank you, Hari.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Fijar and Mr. Hari, for the
Thank you so much, Pak Fijar and Pak Hari.
You're welcome, Diksta, Kyo.
Yes. So for all participants, if you guys need more question, you may raise your hand and ask directly to Mr. Fijar, or you can actually drop your question on the chat box, and we will deliver it to Mr. Fijar. Okay. So does anybody still has a question? Perhaps I'll give around 10:10. If no one is giving question, I will proceed to the closing. Thank you. Okay, Sandrian, I'll be waiting for your question. Yeah. Okay, there's a question, Mr. Fija, from Rajwa, Business Manager Marketing. He's asking how to deal with mental exhaustion. Thank you.
Okay. Dealing with mental exhaustion. Is it possible that we are able to locate the first thing that could trigger the mental exhaustion itself. Like when we are having a problem with specific issue, when we have a problem and we are not able to find a way of it, and we always try to suppress it, to battle things up, it could also lead to the mental exhaustion. So find a way to look at the source of the problem itself first. That is first. And the second is that you need to know any coping skill that you have right now. Are you good with your shooting skills? Do you find that someone else might be effective in helping you deal with this mental exhaustion? Do you regularly exercise? Or and the last one is that you need to try to filter and screen any aspect that could worsen the mental exhaustion. Sandrian, would you like to give me an example? One of the reasons why you are mentally exhausted. I mean, the cause of this mental exhaustion.
I think it was Rajwa, the one who asked the question.
Sorry, yeah, Rajwa.
Yes.
Can you give me some example of it? Rajwa. Okay, sure. I'm waiting. I think I will have to answer the end from IB first. During these times, can we have online consultation? Yes, we are offering online counseling as well. You can reach to us through the number or the platform that you prefer, using our WhatsApp, email, or our Instagram. Okay, mentally drained by assignment and social situation, something like that. Okay, yeah, like I said earlier, we need we need to look at the source of our problem first. Try to make a list out of it. Try to write down any possible challenge or any possible trigger for your mental exhaustion, including the assignment, the task, including the social situation. And then you need to make sure that you have what kind of coping skill that you are having now. If you are good at exercise, you may want to continue to do it. If you are having even severe problem, try to contact your support system and professional help. And the last one is that as human being, sometimes you need to retreat. You need to, have your own time, me time, do it regularly. I hope that it answered, Rajwa.
So there's a next question from Stephanie CS. I'll be reading the question, yeah. So how do you deal with life crisis, thinking about inevitable death when you're not sure about the future? Sometimes I just run away from those thoughts and I don't think it's healthy, but I also don't know if I can handle those thoughts. Do you have any advice? Thank you.
Like I said earlier, it is really important to us to be more open up about our feeling to one another. Try to be more trusting toward other people. There are many ways to do it, and there are many sources to accommodate your condition, to accommodate your feeling. I mean, talk about your problem. Don't keep it for yourself. Talk to your family. Talk to your friends that you are trust, or talk to counselor or any mental health professional. Because sometimes like I said earlier, we are in the phase of being uncertain. even the life crisis, about inevitable death, and then with this pandemic ongoing, everything seems to be really out of our control. You need to find a way to be more open up about yourself. Don't keep it for yourself. Talk to other people that you trust. And if you go for treatment, if you go for counseling session, they may help you to find a way of it. They may help you to gain some insight to deal with it. There are many therapies, there are many intervention, etc. The first thing, don't keep it for yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. Let other people know you are not alone, and be open up.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Hope that it answer ya, Stephanie ya.
I think Mbak Wulan
Okay.
might add something.
Okay.
Yes, I need to jump in here. Steph stands for Stephen or Stephanie or okay. Stephanie, hi Stephanie. Thank you for asking such a difficult question, which I think at these times of uncertainties, it is not easy for anyone. And having life crisis is something that is very understandable. You're not sure about the future. You're not sure about inevitable death. You don't know what's going to happen after. And our brain is not designed for dealing with inconclusive things. And that would lead to anxiety, of course. And the only way, well, we still won't have answers to what's going to happen to the future and what happens to life after death, etc. But we can try to find ways to manage anxiety, managing uncertainties. We can try to reduce anxiety through things that, well, we cannot be certain of everything, but there are things that are still within our controls. There are things that are beyond our controls, and knowing the difference of what are the things that we can control and we cannot control might help us a bit in terms of managing that uncertainty and in return reducing anxiety. So please do reach out to our counseling sessions. This also an open invitations for everyone. I understand that you're currently dealing with a lot of changes, such as transitioning from high school to university. That's already a challenge, even without the pandemic. And with the pandemic, you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen after you graduate. You don't even know how you segregate maintaining mental health while finishing all your courses, assignments. Those are the kind of things that we've been dealing with the past 2 years since the beginning of the pandemic. So if any of you are experiencing mental exhaustion, experiencing feelings like you're about to break down, like you're going crazy, like you're spiraling down, like you're having a depression, those are normal feelings that you can experience during this time. So this is no time to be shamed. If you need help, please do get help. Okay, so hope that answer your question, Stephanie. Back at you, Fijar, Kyo, and Diksha.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Wulan. There is another question from Sandrian. I think I will read it for you. For the part of being open to your counselor, you said that you try to be inclusive as possible. Does that mean you side with the statement regardless of your belief of anything, as long as it doesn't harm others? It is completely fine. These kinds of correlates with me, trust issues, basically just worried about being judged. Okay, as a trained counselor, as a trained clinical psychologist, I and Mbak Wulan are trying to be more inclusive, to exercise our tolerance. In fact, we get so many training to be more empathetic, to accept people just the way they are, regardless of the belief, regardless of religion, in fact, regardless of the sexual orientation. So it means it is really okay to talk about everything. I know that people could be judgmental, but then, as I said earlier, we are human being, and the judgment is still always there. But then, like I said, also we have been trained so many times to be more open up, to be more accepting toward people, regardless of the race, regardless of the sex, regardless sex, gender, religion, and others. So do not be afraid that we will judge you, because that is the most scariest thing that we would go for our client if we judge our client. I hope that answer your question, Sandrian.
If I can add a little bit, two of our cardinal rules in counseling says, number one, do no harm. So we are not we are tasked to be able to offer you a safe haven, and we are not there to judge you or to push or enforces our values, beliefs to you. So because that would be violating the principal cardinal rules of do no harm. And number two is do not breach confidentiality. So whatever it is that you share within the counseling sessions will be kept private and confidential, except for two conditions. Number one, where we evaluate that you potentially harming yourself. Number two, if we evaluate that you potentially harming others. Okay, so other than that, every conversations will be kept private and confidential unless there's a potential of you harming yourself or others. Thank you, Fijar. Back at you.
Okay. Thank you, Maulan.
Thank you, Mr. Fijar and Ms. Wulan, on answering the question from the freshman. So I will proceed to the next one, which is from Siti Rahma. However, Siti Rahma is asking question in a different chat. So do you mind unmuting yourself, perhaps, if you like? Or you just want to make it in the chat box? Okay, thank you, Siti Rahma. Yes.
So it's just the way I see it, that today it is always much easier to understand our state of mind, but it's the part where reaching out to others or accepting a hand that we need that actually difficult, because with mental health, a lot of young people today, they're very much skeptical or cynical about sincerity or other people's attention. So how do we defeat this way of thinking? Because I've been in both places where I turn people down and people turn me down, and me doing the exact same with others. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Thank you, Siti Rahma. Well, no matter, I'll try to answer your question. I hope that it could answer the question, and I hope that Mbak Wulan or Pak Hari would jump in to add on some response. Okay, Siti Rahma, no matter how good we are, no matter how sincere our intention, people will always find a way to demean us, to belittle to us. The most important thing is that exercising ourselves to be helpful in so many ways, it is really good. We open for them, we are available for them, it is really good as well. But then if you feel that someone might not be willing to be helped, no need to force yourself to help that person. And the second one is that we live in a society where everything's nowadays quite judgmental and quite skeptical, like you said, or cynical about our sincerity. It is our value, and we need to. It is our value and our principle of life, and we have to hold toward our principle, our values, no matter what it is. So if you find that people are not sincere and don't want to accept your help, just ignore. The important one is that you already offer for them. If they don't want to accept, let it be.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, Rahma.
How do I call you? Your name is pretty long. Siti, Rahma, Patira, Ali. What's your nickname?
Atira.
Atira. Okay. Jumping in a little here, if you don't mind. Take it from someone who has lived much longer from you. And that's just me saying I'm old. There will be people who dislikes you, who hates you, no matter what, who rejects you, no matter what. So the job of disliking you and hating you and reject you is the job of others. Your job is just to do things what you think is right by you. I'm sorry, I can't turn my video on. I'm having a continuous migraine, so I really look like an ugly duckling. But hopefully you guys can hear me in clearly. And again, you're probably wondering why there's a lot of people who are unkind in this world. Oh yes, there will be. We won't be running out of stock for people who are unkind. But if you're looking for one good person, then you probably need to become one. And again, there's no guarantee that people will like you for what you do, but there's always a guarantee that no matter what you do, good or bad, there will always be someone who don't like you for it. And if people are trying to bring you down, it means you're above them. If people are trying to stab you in the back, it means that you're ahead of them. So take that as a compliment. It's hard, but there's no other way to see it. You can continue negate yourself because of it, or you can just tell them to, I'm not supposed to use the bad words, so you can just tell them to mind their own business. Hope that helps, Atira.
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
Joe,
Okay.
I think you're still muted. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Wulan and Mr. Fijar. We have another question from one of the freshmen named Farhan. He's asking, hi sir, talking about the mental health, I have a friend, she was holding too much for her emotion. Moreover, she's tend to doing her body or even trying to suicide. But when I was here about her matter, it is not a big problem for it. In your opinion, what should I do as a friend for her? Thanks in advance. So his question is not on the chat box because he texted me privately, so I think Mr. Teacher couldn't really see it, but I hope that's clear, sir.
Okay, Kyo. Thank you for the question, Farhan.
Thank you.
Yeah, as a friend, we can be their support system. I mean, we can be the safe place for them, be available for them. I mean, people who have a tendency to, to be suicidal tend to be really unpredictable. We don't know whether they are only seeking for any attention or they are having a depression itself. Or we also don't know if if what's going on with your friend is really happening, not inside their mind. As a friend and as a support system, what you need to do is that be available for them. Not always be available, but the important thing is that every time when he needs something to release his emotion or to vent out the frustration, the stress, you can be available for them. I think that's the basic thing you can do as a friend for them. And the second one is that try to be not judgmental, help them in many ways, encourage them to go counseling, to go therapist or any mental health professional. No matter how slight or small the problem is, but you don't know whether it is small or not. What's going on with in other people's head what's going on with other people doesn't mean that you could pretty understand what they are experiencing. So be empathetic, be available, be open up, do not judge. If you think that you are not able to handle it, find a way, encourage them to go professional help. Okay, I think that's, I hope that answer, Farhan.
Thank you so much, Pak.
Okay, thank you, Rizka.
Okay, so I think the question is actually 0 now. So I'm gonna ask again if you guys have any question. Okay, there is one freshman asking me, and he wants to be anonymous. So I think this person is asking, is going to therapy wrong? Does it make it look like we're going to a really terrible problem? Society still label it taboo as of this moment. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah. Mental health is still not is still something taboo to be discussed in our daily communication. Because of the culture, because of the some of religions value and this kind of things. But then, like we said earlier, when you go counseling, doesn't mean that you are crazy. That doesn't mean that you are an insane person. I mean, you are aware of your condition now. You feel that you need some help, so you go for counseling. That is actually one step ahead to be a better person. I mean, to overcome the problem. Being labeled as crazy, being labeled as some people who have a problem, we still deal with such kind of thing. But then, like we said earlier, we try to be more we try to be more accepting ourselves as a human being, and one of human being characteristic is like having a problem, be that is mental, be that is physical. So if you are still afraid of it, try to reason yourself, try to talk out of it, go counseling, or go to your lecturer, or go to professional help to discuss. If you don't want to go for counseling first, but you can ask them several questions about it. And if you are still afraid about the confidentiality or about the anonymity, just ask them about this confidentiality. I believe they will, like Miss Wulan said, it is a cardinal principle that we have to hold on, and we are not able to breach it unless the three conditions just now, being harmful or being harmful for yourself or harmful for other people. I hope that answered your question.
Maybe if I may add a little bit, a lot of people may not be able to feel comfortable about coming to counseling alone. I think in terms of certain situations where you share similar issues with a classmates or someone else's, we can also accommodate a type of group counseling. So probably 2 or 3 of you come in together, talk with us, and we could formulate some sort of support group together for particularly similar cases. And well, basically, we can facilitate that because, again, I agree with you. A lot of people coming into therapy thinking that, oh, people will think of me going crazy with this. But as the year goes by, I see that a lot of students are more aware of mental health, just like they're aware that if they are sensing a little bit of physical conditions that is unusual, they go to see doctors. Same thing with being aware of your mental health conditions the moment you realize, which is good. I've been reading your questions, listening to your questions, and I think you guys are a bunch of good students who are very much aware of your own mental state, state of mind, etc. And that's very reflective, that's very intuitive. And so please do not hesitate to get help. Again, no one will judge you. When you need help, you get help before things are becoming more complicated. And no, you're not crazy. This is the pandemic. Staying alive, surviving on a daily basis is already a hard thing to do, much less doing anything else. So let's not label ourselves when we need to get help, because when we need to get help, we get help. Good luck, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay sane.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wulan. So I would be reading the last question. Sorry for those of you that the questions aren't answered yet. So the last question will be from Hani. How do you decide who you are? I'm asking regarding the fact that many don't know who they are. They're always controlled by other opinions.
Okay, Hani, I'm going to try to answer your question. Well, we live in a society that everything seems to be collective. We have this culture of collectivism, meaning we do everything together. We do everything, we have to do everything based on consensus. We have to do everything based on other opinion, specifically in our surrounding. While it is true, we need to know that we are also an independent human being. We need to, we need to find a way to not be, heavily affected by other people's opinion. I mean, what I was trying to say is that if the culture dictates you to do something that is something that you perceive as a negative thing, you could always find a way to be to be different, to be your own person. To be yourself, not to be infected by other people, not to be shaped by other people's opinion. I know that it is something's going on right now, and they are afraid to be letting other people down or to be judged by other people. They are afraid of not being alone, and no one wants to be friend with them. I know and I understand what's going on here. But then, like I said earlier, there are many things that we can control. Then there are many things that we could not control. Other opinion. They are disliking us, they judge us, it is their job. And we cannot afford ourselves to be always affected by them. Otherwise, we could be fall to the set of a people pleaser, if you feel that you're okay with yourself, if you feel that you are unique on your own way, be yourself, do not be detected by other people. And how we are able to, and how is the way to escape from that trap? It is really important that we have a free will, that we have our entitlement. We are entitled to be independent. We are entitled to not be judged by other people. We are who we are. You are who you are. He is who she is. Yeah, I think that's all. I hope that it answered the question, Ani.
Okay, thank you so much. And thank you for all the participants and freshmen that have been asking questions. We're very sorry that the time has run out. So, but don't worry, because you may contact Mr. Fijar and Ms. Wulan anytime outside this session, and they will be very happy to answer the question. So I believe we're reaching the end of the event. And thank you so much, Mr. Fijar and Ms. Wulan, for making and creating a very great session. I must admit that this topic is one of the interesting topics, because I really do think that mental health issue is one of the important thing lately, especially in terms of social awareness. Most people still think that the mental health issue is still taboo. Yeah, and most people think that going to psychology or psychiatrists are always been labeled as having a really big problems. However, something we can just consultate with them as having a conversation. So I learned a lot from today's event. And what do you think, Sudiksha? What do you learn from today?
I learned a lot too. So most importantly, I learned that it is important to be myself and not change the fact of who I am. So yes, back to you, Kyo.
Thank you, Sadiksha, for your opinion. So I think it's about to wrap up everything, but before we finish everything, let's just have photo session. I hope Nicholas is here. So would you mind, Nicholas?
All right, everyone, just turn on your cameras. I'll start taking pictures soon. All right, I'll take the picture of the first slide in 3, 2, 1. All right. Second slide in 3, 2, 1. Third slide, 3, 2, 1. Fourth slide, 3, 2, 1. Fifth slide, 3, 2, 1. Sixth slide, 3, 2, 1. Seventh slide, 3, 2, 1. Eighth slide, 3, 2, 1. The ninth slide, 3, 2, 1. 10th slide, 3, 2, 1. 11th slide, 3, 2, 1. And then last slide, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's it for the photo session, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Nicholas, for your support in the photo session. Once again, thank you so much for all the speakers in sharing their very important and beneficial session. It was very useful and important, especially for me. I kind of have like new knowledge for today, especially in terms of the mental health things, especially and being myself as well. So thank you so much for everyone here. And I would like to remind for the FL coordinator to submit attendance for your freshmen on the Binus Maya website. And what's our next reminder, Sudiksha?
So I would also like to remind you guys for the next session. Tomorrow would be social awareness. Please don't forget to come early. It will be held from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Another reminder is kindly fill up the assessment link in the chat box. I would like to thank you guys for being really interactive and active freshmen. Please don't miss the FYP events coming up.
Thank you so much, Sudiksha. And please, guys, don't be late for tomorrow because it's going to be more interesting than today. Okay. So I'm Kyo and my partner.
I'm Sudiksha.
We are signing off. Have a great day, everyone. Stay fabulous and striving to be excellent generation. FYP BINUS Bikin Happy. Bye, guys.
Bye.